Running a small business is easy. That's right, I said it. Okay, but hear me out. You might be saying, Monica, no, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to get started. It's not easy to continue running it. None of it is easy. And you're right, it's not necessarily easy to be a small business owner, but it's definitely not as hard as you might think. Today, I want to share with you 7 different reasons why running a small business is a lot easier than it may seem, and therefore why you should go for it. Start that business, keep going with that business, don't give up, and give you that little boost of information when things seem like they're getting a little too hard. Here are the reasons why it's definitely not as bad as you might think it is. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Monica. I run a small business and I've been doing so for 6 years. It's called Monica's Collective. I make handmade goods from candles to apparel, hand-sewn goods, accessories, little decals and stickers. My brand is ever evolving. It is the love of my life. And it's really not always been easy running this business, but there are a lot of moments where I go, hey, that's definitely not as hard as I imagined it would be. I'm really glad I went for it. The reason why I want to talk about this today is because I think the thoughts in the back of our head that say, you're not good enough, it's too hard, it's too complicated, you're gonna have to put so much effort into it, all of those thoughts are keeping a lot of people back from starting and growing their small businesses. And I don't want that for you. There are definitely ways to get around those hard things that inevitably will come up in all of our small business owner lives. A lot of times it's just a shift in mindset that you need to keep going. And so I hope this video acts as a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of a step-by-step mindset shift that you can go through as you acknowledge that, okay, it's not easy being a small business owner, but it's also not as hard as I'm making it out to be. Reason number 1 why running a small business is easy is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've heard this phrase over and over again in many different applications in life, but especially when it comes to running a business, there are literally billions of other businesses out there who have kind of laid the foundation out for you. So many people have succeeded, so many people have failed in the past, and you can kind of learn from their experiences. There's no need to be 100% original. You have to go and build your own website with no other templates. You have to go and do your branding by yourself with taking no inspiration from other people. You have to come up with a product that has never existed in the history of the world. A lot of businesses that start are just improving upon previous businesses that have existed or use previous businesses to kind of create this more unique niche or different variation of what you can create. The truth is that you can build off of existing success stories, and I'm not saying to copy anyone full on. It won't do you justice or anyone justice to just straight up copy an entire business from someone else, including like the products and the branding, etc. But the groundwork has been laid as to how you can succeed with a product that is important and valuable. And I feel like a lot of us feel the need to just sit in our office with the door closed, blind shut, and just literally take all of the ideas from our own brain and put it down without considering other external factors. There's a lot to learn from other people, so don't forget that when you have an idea that excites you, that you think could be turned into a business, guaranteed someone has done something similar in some sort of way out there before, and you can use their business model, their strategy, whatever little part of that previous business, tweak it, make it your own, make it a little bit unique, and then turn it into your own success story. Practical ways to do this are go onto Pinterest. Pinterest is full of just inspirational stuff that will get your gears churning to come up with your own ideas. Things like Etsy, not copying anyone's artwork obviously, but if you go into the search bar and you see what the popular searches are, you'll see what people are into nowadays, and maybe those searches will spark some ideas into your head as to like, oh, people are really into matcha nowadays, but I've never seen a matcha necklace before. Maybe I'll go and create a matcha necklace. When you put your own spin on something that already works, for example, no one went and recreated a t-shirt is a t-shirt, but when you put your own little icon on it, you put your own design on it, that's what's going to help you stand out from other people who have done it before, and also help you not have to create this brand new product that's never existed before. You can use the idea of a t-shirt and make it your own. Long story short, copy the structure, don't copy the style, and make it yours. Reason number 2 why running a small business is easy is that there are tools out there that make it so simplified. Guys, when I was setting up my business, particularly the online identity portion of my business, where I wanted to take the in-person sales I was making to my friends and family and bring that online, and also bring my identity online for my business, that was a lot of guess and check work. That was a lot of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know which website builder to use. I didn't know if I should also integrate in like mail campaign service. I didn't know like what kind of text fonts I want to go to. I didn't know if I should create a logo, like if I should take like just credit cards, or like, I don't know. There's so many different little details that go into bringing your business from like in your little crafting studio to the online world, and I was very stressed and struggled a lot. But what I wish I knew is that it's actually really easy to bring your business into the online world because of the tools that are already out there that simplify the process. And so as I go and build more businesses, I'm not doing the same thing I did before. I'm going to take the easier route. What I found, the platform I'm going to use is called Denow. And I'm excited to be partnering with Denow as I bring my vision onto the online world with these new businesses. Denow is an amazing platform for entrepreneurs and creators that lets you build your business's online identity. Plus, they just give you a website with your custom domain name and a professional email address to match that. All I have to do is pick a domain name, I describe what I do or what my business does in Denows AI site builder, and that's literally it. That's it. Based on the domain name that I picked, Denow also gives me a custom email address to match that, which is really important. Not something I thought about in the beginning, but something that Denow thought about, because having that custom email address really changes the game for having a really professional look when it comes to business communications and giving yourself like a very credible look online. Denow comes with a ton of AI functionalities that help you reach out to prospects, send out marketing campaigns, book consultations, and build your brand. You don't need any sort of technical skills to use Denow, which makes Denow the perfect starter pack for new business owners, creators, professionals, anyone who wants to set up an online presence seamlessly. If you're interested in trying out Denow, you can check the link in my description and get started today. Thank you again to Denow for partnering with me on this portion of the video. So basically, technology, digital stuff, the online stuff used to be a big roadblock for people who are trying to build businesses and grow businesses and scale businesses to everyone around the world. But now tech is like your best friend, and all the tools you need are already out there. Going hand in hand with reason number 2. Reason number 3 as to why it's easy to start a small business is you have unlimited free education. I used to think you had to go to school for business, like get some sort of business degree, get some sort of like communications degree in order to be good at running a business, or just like, I don't know. I just really thought you needed some more credentials in order to do what I'm doing right now. Because the new MBA is YouTube, TikTok, free blogs and podcasts. All of this is out there like on our phones for free. If you wanted to know how to do something, you can find the answer to that question for free online through very like user-friendly platforms like TikTok. Literally in a 20-second video the other day I was watching one and I was like, I just learned everything there is to know, or at least the beginning portions of it, to cooking. Like I had a cooking TikTok come up and I was like, it took me literally 20 seconds to grasp this concept that I've never heard about before. That's incredible. So if you have this one topic, this one product, this one idea, you can deep dive into that, figure out the perfect SEO, figure out the perfect way to create the thing, way to market the thing, way to promote the thing, all by just like using the search engines that we have existing today. You don't have to read a book. You could read a book. There are a lot of books out there that are really good for actually high quality information that you know is legit. Something as simple as not knowing how to do product photography, you can really just like Google search that. You can put that into YouTube. You'll find a really quick 5-minute tutorial on how to set up lighting, how to make things look nice, how to balance out shadows versus highlights and all these things that you can learn like on a screen instead of needing to spend like 4 years at university or needing to be an apprentice for someone who is a professional in it. If you ever wanted to start a business and your response to why you're not starting that business is because you don't know how, or this one concept is really like complicated and you don't know how to figure it out, sometimes all you need to do is look for the answer because it is out there, I swear, for free, and you just have to go and find it. If you think about it, if you spend 30 minutes a day looking into this one business idea that you have, that's over 180 hours a year of focused energy and research and momentum towards getting your business to be as good as possible. I will put a list here of my favorite podcasts, YouTube channels that are really inspiring for just like business inspiration, entrepreneurship inspiration, but also give you like some practical advice on how to do certain things like set up an LLC, how to create like your handmade studio and that kind of stuff. Like obviously my channel does some of that, but there are a whole ton of other experts out there. The 4th reason why starting a small business is easy is because you can start small. I feel like we all feel the need to go big or go home, or that we shouldn't even talk about this business until the Instagram's made, the website's made, the products are all made, and everything is perfectly researched and tested, and that we have to have like not just one product, but like a whole variety of products in different colors. There have to be models in the product pictures that we put up. We have to pay for ads, and like all this stuff has to be like solidified and done before we can actually like even talk about the business. That is so not the case. You don't need a big budget. You don't need a big product catalog. catalog. You don't need a big warehouse. You can really start with one product or even like a part, like a whisper of a product, and then you can grow it from there. One of my favorite mentalities to always revisit is done is better than perfect. And as a perfectionist, as a lot of us artists, creatives are, it's so important to remember that sometimes you just need to put it out there, and after it's out there, you will be able to perfect it. It's not the end of the world if a somewhat imperfect, somewhat unfinished idea is the first thing that you start with. A lot of the time, we just need to get the ball rolling in order to re-inspire us to go and finish up and perfect that product, or maybe realize that's not the product we want to go with and switch over to this other product. Your business can evolve. Just because today you think this one thing is a good idea and then 2 weeks from now you think something else is a good idea, that doesn't mean that initial idea was bad and that you shouldn't have gone with it. You're allowed to make decisions and choices and put products out there and then change your mind a little bit later or tweak things a little bit later. I literally started with a scrunchie that was not intended on being sold, but people were asking me in like my Instagram where I had, I don't know, like 300 followers, just friends, just family. They were asking me if I sold that scrunchie that I posted a picture of that I had on my wrist. And I was like, I mean, yes, sure. And it all started with the scrunchie, and now I sell so many other products. I still have scrunchies in my product catalog, but there's so many other products that I've gone through, like polymer clay earrings. I did thrift flips. I did like a lot of stuff, and some of them stayed and some of them left. Big corporations, big brands do this as well. You'll see certain products come, and then like a month later, whether they weren't selling enough or that product didn't really align with the brand's mission, it will be taken off the website and you'll never see it again. And that's a-okay. So contrary to popular belief, you can start as small as you want. And sometimes that's better. Reason number 5 why running a business is easy is that you are so much more capable than what you think. You don't need to be business minded. As I mentioned earlier, you don't need a degree in business. You don't need to be an extrovert. Oh my gosh, that's a big one. I'm an introvert. You don't need to avoid every single mistake and be perfect. You need to be messy. You need to be experimental. You need to be somewhat go with the flow and not overplan. Just because yesterday you weren't a business owner doesn't mean today you can't change that fact. If you decide you're a business owner, you're a business owner. The amount of comments I get where people say, I wish I was as motivated as you, or I wish that I had the confidence that you have, or I wish. So did I, until I woke up one day and said, I'm done wishing, I'm just gonna be the thing. And that little flick of a switch in your mind is sometimes the only thing holding you back from success. The fact that you don't believe in yourself and you don't think you can do it. But as soon as you start believing you can do it, everything else will fall into place. I swear. I mean, look at me. I still don't know what the heck's going on. That kind of goes along with like being delusional a little bit. Not delusional to the point where like you start losing a ton of money and you're pushing products that are unethical and all of that, but delusional in that like even when you don't fully see the success yet in front of you, you just trust that and you know that it's going to come if you put in the work, you believe in yourself, and you keep going. Reason number 6 why running a small business is easy is you're not doing it alone. Oh my gosh, imagine me, okay? Post-college, everyone I know is an engineer because all my friends are from college. I have 2 younger sisters who are still in school. I know no one, literally no one who owns their own business or who is planning on running their own business, like no indication at all. And I was like, I think I want to be a business owner. I don't know. I felt like I was the only one in the world doing this. And it was so lonely and so like embarrassing almost. Because I'm like, why can't I just be like everyone else? But there is such a huge community of business owners out there, even if they're not there in your personal life, in your like IRL, there are communities everywhere. I always highly recommend people go and try to do vendor markets, street fairs, pop-up shops. You guys know I love them, but one of the biggest reasons why I love them is because you feel a sense of community, that there are hundreds of other vendors at this street fair and they're all doing exactly what you're doing. They're making art or building a business, building a brand, and they're like kind of scraping by doing it. And that just feels so good knowing that you have 2 neighbors right next to you who are going through pretty much the exact same thing you're going through. There are also online communities. I have the best community ever. I will always believe that to be true. My comments are the coolest place to be. But there are other YouTubers, there are other like podcasts that I listed earlier where like in the comments or on like the blog section of wherever they post, people are just so like open-hearted and kind and giving advice, giving constructive criticism. If you're active on Facebook, I know there are a ton of Facebook groups that are dedicated towards like lifting people up who are small business owners in certain locations. I'm also a big advocate for social media because once you stay active on Instagram or TikTok, you'll kind of like find that the algorithm starts pushing more small business content towards you, and then you'll find like online small business owner friends, people who either make similar products to you, have similar aesthetics to you. I've made so many friends in the past 6 years who some of them I've like never met in my real life because we're just online friends, but it's so great to talk with someone, even if it's just online, about the complaints, the venting we need to go through as small business owners, or even just like congratulate each other of certain wins that we each get. One thing I've like really come to terms with is that you don't have to DIY your dream. I'm a DIY girly. I love making things by myself. I love doing things for myself. I love doing things by myself. There's certain times when that holds you back by like wanting to do everything by yourself. And those times when you do need someone there to mentor you, to help you, just to chat, there are communities out there for you. And even if you decide not to actually talk in those chats or put a comment down below or any of that, just knowing that around the world there are millions of other people doing the same thing you're doing, that's comfort in and of itself. And the last reason, the 7th reason why running a small business is easier than you would think, is that the trade-offs are worth it. Guys, it's work. It's a good amount of work to work for yourself, especially to build a small business and keep it running and growing. But at least all of the work is on your terms. You're working for yourself. You're building something for yourself that will help give you the life that you really want to live in the future. There's so much pride in making things and selling things and seeing your vision come to life, and for being exposed to opportunities you didn't even know you would have the opportunity to ever see. The fact that you get to control how you creatively put yourself and your ideas onto the page, whether it be like fine arts, like actually painting, or how I put my own emotion and style into my candles, for example. The fact that I'm making something and other people are appreciating it and buying it and supporting me in so many other ways, that's like priceless. That's absolutely priceless. Imagine working at a job, which I know unfortunately a lot of us do not have to imagine this, but imagine working at a job that you hate. The hardest part about that obviously is the work sucks, or maybe your boss sucks. But even more than that, each day becomes so mundane and you don't even see like what you're working towards. Like the sense of purpose is gone there. And I think the best thing a small business can give you is the feeling that all this hard work is towards something and for something that is good. I love that we get to choose what success looks like for us, because success looks different to everyone. And when I'm running my own business, I get to choose what that success is for me and my business. If your dream is leaving your 9-to-5 to run your side hustle full force and have that provide the income that you need to live, then that sense of hope and value and like growth will just make you feel like every day when you're working on that side hustle and that business, it's meaningful. And feeling like a day is meaningful is, it hits you like right in the heart, right in the brain, the soul, like it's everything. So if you've ever said anything along the lines of, it's too hard to run a small business, I don't have what it takes to run a small business, it's too complicated, it's not for me, even though I know I really want to try to do it, then this is your sign to try it out. You have got what it takes. I'm cheering you on. I know you have what it takes. You know how I know? Because somehow I had what it takes, even though who am I? I'm just like your average girly. Running a small business, it's not all rainbows and sunshine. It's not like 24/7 happiness and hugs and high fives. It's hard sometimes. It is. It's not effortless, but it is easier than I know you're making it out to be. Start with what you got, learn as you go, and most importantly, believe that you can do it. Thank you for being here. Remember to go and check out Neo. All of the details are in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.